I don't think Sri Lanka, from at least the history that I know of, has ever got hammered on all sectors. Interest rates going up, inflation hitting triple digit or whatever it is, exchange depreciating by virtually 100%. I don't think we have ever got hit at the same time. Some of these will, it'll happen occasionally, like one area, two areas. Then to come out of this, we are coming out of two hits also. Easter Sunday bombing and COVID. I think the first two areas is the banking sector that kept the economy moving. Because I don't think our government has the necessary wherewithal to support the industry, so they were getting the banks to really support this equation. So that is one side of the assets. The other side of the assets are the investment assets. The investment assets are the treasury bills, bonds, which is domestic bond, and then we have the ISBs, which is international bonds, as well as the SLDBs. So banks manage their, asset portfolio in giving loans, and the other one is basically putting the excess funds into investments. So there again, there's a challenge managing that because of the current scenario that we are having. So the third factor is, stemming from these two, is the liquidity issue. So sometimes you can prevent losses in this, but at the expense of compromising on liquidity. So the question will be how this equation is going to be managed. But it's the challenge will be how we're going to manage it, because you're going to have liquidity issues on one side, and don't forget, when governments and banks starts giving moratorium, that adds to the liquidity problem, because under normal circumstances you would expect that those loans to get repaid and the money will come into the system, and then you will re-lend it, and there is circulation of cash going through. When you give extensions or moratoriums in any form, meaning whether it is the investment side moratoriums, because that also will come, whether it's the lending side, this will have an impact on the liquidity. I feel inflation is likely to hit at the deposits also. See, if you look at Sri Lanka, this is my analysis, I don't have numbers today. A good part of our investments is retirement funds, not necessarily, like people sort of investing from their normal earnings and building an investment. There is a bit of that, but a good part of it, I think, is coming from retirement funds. So when inflation hits 100% or whatever, not that it has hit 100%, officially it's some 60%, but if you look at the food inflation is some 90%, transportation inflation is some 100 and something percent. So if you look at the components, those are the components that these people are likely to get impacted. Think about it, when a retired person who's living off his retirement funds, inflation hits you, you're obviously going to tap into the capital. So that's I think the equation that is there. So liquidity is going to be a critical factor, both in terms of foreign currency as well as domestic currency.